Hey guys, Rubik'Snap here, and if you're watching this, it's because you want to learn how to solve the Megaminx. This is a great puzzle, very fun to solve. It's just like a big 3x3, and instead of having 6 sides, it has 12 sides. So first of all, I recommend you know how to solve a 3x3. If you still don't know, you can watch my 3x3 tutorial here first, and then come back to this video. If you already know, great, let's start. So I'll try to explain it as simply as possible. So first of all, let's scramble it by saying Rubik'Snap. Okay, so like a 3x3, let's start by doing the white side, just to be easier. So starting by the white cross, in this case the white star, because you have 5 sides. So we have one white edge in place, so let's just align this yellow with a yellow center. So that's basically it, just find edges with white, align, in this case the blue, let's find the blue center, it's here. So let's just bring this piece over to the blue like this and bring it down. So let's just keep doing this. There's the red, there's the green, and there we go, we have the white star. Now let's do the first layer. Let's put these white corners here. So in this case we have here these white, red and blue already between the blue and red centers, so that's good. So let's just insert it down here, and you can do it either with beginner's method, so doing sexy move RU, R prime, U prime until the white goes down like this. 1, 2, 3, and it goes down. And then what we have to do is to find the edge to do this F12 pair. So let's find this blue and red edge, which is back here, so let's just bring it over to this side. And when you do these moves, be careful not to mess up with what you have already solved. So like in the beginner's method, align this blue with the center, move it away, bring this up, bring it back here and move it, insert it with the other hand. There we go, that's with the beginner's method. So now let's find another edge, for example this one, let's bring it above where it needs to go, in this case here. And let's use F12, so I need to find the edge red and green, which is here. So let's bring it over to here, and in this case I can pair it up like this and solve like an F12 pair in the back like this. So yeah, that's the first step. You just keep doing that until you have the first white layer and the first F12 pairs, so you have the first 2 layers solved. Now let's solve all these down sides. So let's start by picking one color, for example dark green, doesn't matter which one, and let's find these 2 edges to make the dark green star. So we have here one edge, let's bring it over like this. This one belongs there, so I can just do that because I messed it up. For example like this. So just find moves that won't mess up what you have already done. And now let's find this edge with beige here. There we go. Now for this first side we have to solve these 3 F12 pairs here to complete the green side, and we have our green side solved. So now what we have to do is just to pick the next side. Okay, so now we've got to the last step, the last pair, and this is a little bit harder. So in this case what we have to do first is to bring these up to here with this move, and then insert like this was the pair and this was the downside. So if we turn it back here, we see that what we need is this pink, red and blue together with this pink and red edge. So if we had a little bit harder case, so we bring this up, and then now we don't have anything solved yet, so in this case let's just bring this down with the beginner's method. So sexy move, there we go, and then we would have to insert this edge here. So in this case we have to pretend that this is red, remember, because we want to insert the edge here. So this is pink and red, so this is pink and we have to pretend that this is red. So just align this red with the pretending red and do the beginner's method move. So take it away, move this up, bring it back, and then with the other hand insert it, and there we go. Just undo the setup move and it goes into place. And now we just have to solve this final pair, which is already solved, just insert. So with that we solved all these sides and the first part of these upper sides as well, and now we only have to solve the last layer. So if you have a case like this, first let's solve the gray star. If you have a case where you have these three solved and you have to flip these two, hold it exactly like this and do this algorithm from the 3x3 OLL, F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, and the gray star is solved. And if you have a case like this, where you have to flip these two edges, but instead of being adjacent, they are kind of opposite, just hold it like this, one on the front and the other on the back right, and do the other algorithm from OLL, F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, which is the opposite algorithm. And if you only have like one, for example, just do one of the algorithms, for example, the first one to solve these two, and then do it again to solve these two, or the other one if it was the other case. And there we go. Now the next step is to align these edges with the centers. So let's try to align as many edges as we can. In this case, I can align these two, as you can see. So if you have this case where you can align two, just keep them on the left and front and do the Sun algorithm, kinda, because this has 5 sides, so it's a little bit different. So bring this up, move it away, and then bring it back down, like this. If it doesn't solve the other 3 edges, just do it again, and they will be solved. If no matter how you turn it, you cannot align two adjacent edges, but you can align like these two kind of opposite edges, just keep one on the left and the other on the right, and turn this upper layer clockwise, and see if you can align any edge. In this case we cannot align any edge, so just turn it back and turn it counterclockwise, and in this case we should be able to align at least one. So in any of these cases, just keep the one you can align on the front facing you and do the same algorithm, RU R prime, U R U2 prime R prime, until you can align this one. So this didn't align this one, so let's just do it again. And in this case these two are aligned, so that's the first case, two adjacent aligned, so just keep them on the left and front and do the same algorithm. And it didn't align the other, so just do it again until they are solved. And there we go, now we have all the edges aligned. And if you get to a case where you cannot align any two edges, opposite or adjacent, just find one that is aligned and do the same algorithm, and you'll get into another one of those other two cases. So now we just have to orient these corners and then put them in the correct places. So let's start by orienting them and complete this gray side. So let's bring the gray side down and find one edge that is not solved. In this case, none of them are solved. Oh, this one is already oriented the right way. So let's pick another one and keep it on the right. And let's just do it with the beginner's method. Sexy moves until the gray goes down. So RU R prime U prime, and again, and again, and again. So the gray went down, and now just bring another one. So only turn the bottom layer, bring another one and do the same thing until the gray goes down. Bring the next one, do it again. The gray is down, bring the next one and do it again. And there we go, all the grays, and this is still all solved. Now let's bring it up, align the edges again, just like this. And now we have these two in the right place, and we have to swap these three. You can have more to swap, you can have more solved. In this case we have to swap these three. So in this case let's keep the gray facing down again. So we're going to use two moves for this final step. One to take the corner up and another one to insert this corner down. So in this case let's take this up with R, U, R prime, and this needs to go between green and orange. So this is the green and orange, it needs to go here. So bring this into here, and let's do the second move to insert it back with R, U prime, R prime. So you just keep doing these two moves one at each time. So let's find Where this one needs to go, it's between green and pink, which is here between green and pink. So let's bring this over and let's do the first move to take this out, and then at the same time insert this here. So R, U, R prime. And now this one needs to go here. So let's bring this over and do the second move to insert this here. R, U prime, R prime. And with this, we solved the Megaminx. So that's how you solve a Megaminx, explained as simply as possible. I hope this was useful. Leave me a like if it was, and leave me in the comments any questions or doubts that you have. And now that you know how to solve a Megaminx, you're ready to do some cool patterns, which will be my next videos, and so I'll leave in the description the links once they are out. So stay tuned for that, so subscribe. And of course, I got this from CubeDjango, so if you wanna get yourself one of these, just follow the link in the description or go to cubedjango.com. And you'll find this Megaminx. This is the X-Men Design Galaxy V2M, and you can use my code Rubik'Snap for a special discount. So that's it for this video, guys, and we'll meet again in the next one. Bye bye.